I decided to take a road trip. I wasn't quite sure where I wanted to go, but I knew I wanted to go somewhere. I didn't want to rent a vehicle because my vehicle was more than equipped to take the road. I knew I had to get my car serviced, so I drove into the terminal, and of course, you know, you're greeted by a serviceman. They asked me what was I there for. I said, I'm about to hit the road. I need you to check my car. So he told me to pull up, pop my hood, and turn my car off. So of course, if you know anything about getting your oil changed, then you would know the process is they have to take the filter from the car, depending on what type of vehicle you're driving, and drain the old oil out before they can put any new oil in. So while that oil was draining out, he checked the other items and areas up under my hood. He checked my brake fluid. He checked my windshield wiper fluid. He saw that it was a little bit low, so he added a little bit more into it. There's nothing like hitting the road and not have windshield wiper fluid. I'm sure anybody can attest to that. You have all type of debris and bugs in your windshield, and that little extra windshield wiper fluid can clear it up so you can go on your way. He then went on to check the pressure in my tires to make sure everything was balanced and that I could roll smoothly. So once everything in my car checked out, I paid for my service and I was on my way. Nothing like a smooth road trip to and from. Last year, I was sitting at my desk and I began to have chest pains. I didn't know where they came from or why I was having them. All I knew is that I was in pain and it wasn't making sense. So the paramedics came and they began to perform different tests. They connected different things to me to find out what was going on. Of course, the first initial thing was to determine whether I was having a heart attack. After we got to the hospital, they did more tests, and the doctors determined that there was nothing wrong with my heart. As a matter of fact, the doctor said I have a perfect heart, that people will pay to have my heart. Well, of course, that is great news. However, that still didn't help me in telling me why I was having chest pains. So, of course, the doctor put me on a heart monitor for 24 hours. I had to record anytime I was having any pain, what I was doing when I had those pains. And after those 24 hours, I will return it back to the doctor. Of course, they will get the distracted information from the heart monitor to determine what the cause was. Nobody wants a bad report that something is wrong with their heart. So if you had to check the vitals of your business, would you know? If I asked you, what did you bring in for the first quarter of 2016? Would you know? So repeat after me. Bookkeeping is the heartbeat of my business. Bookkeeping is the journey to my success. Bookkeeping determines the report of my business. I know you may be thinking, what does servicing your vehicle to go on a road trip and having chest pains have to do with bookkeeping? Well, it's the same concept. To move forward, you have to know what is taking place, where your business stands now to determine that you will make your destination successfully, that you meet your goals, and if you need to change lanes to how your business is operating. Thank you for joining Bookkeeping 101 for new and existing business owners. This session is for those who are aspiring to be new business owners, those who are focused on products and services, and those who are so busy that they don't have time to keep up with their bookkeeping records. In coaching new and existing business owners, the notion is bookkeeping is not important until they reach a certain financial level. In other words, they'll start keeping up with their finances when they make it. What is not realized is that bookkeeping begins when the first dollar is spent, or when the first $100 is saved or invested. During consultation, I ask a series of questions to business owners. Let's see how many of these you can answer for your business. How much did you spend last quarter? How much did you make last month? What is your monthly overhead? Do you have payroll? If so, what is your monthly payroll total? Do you have any outstanding bills? Do you have any aged collections? Is your business account separate from your personal account? As a business owner, you should be able to answer these questions or call on someone on your team who's able to give you the answers. You should always know where your business stands financially. It doesn't matter what type of business you're in, for-profit, non-profit, or if you're in direct sales. Repeat after me. Bookkeeping is the heartbeat of my business. What is bookkeeping? I'm glad you asked. Bookkeeping is the process where accurate records are kept for all the revenue in your business. It is your financial records. So why is bookkeeping important? Well, it's essential to your business for several reasons. One being, it's your financial records. They're used for accounting purposes. In accounting, reports are generated to show how healthy your business is. It's your map to how long your journey will be to the point of success. So repeat after me. Bookkeeping is the journey to my success. As a business owner, there are several things that you should know besides the products and services you offer. Your financial status. There are several tools you can use to help you maintain your records. You can get a computer software. They have QuickBooks, they have Peachtree, or you can use Microsoft Excel. And even if you're more advanced, you can use Microsoft Access to create your own database customized with the items that you need. So repeat after me. Bookkeeping is the heartbeat of my business. Bookkeeping is the journey to my success. Bookkeeping determines the health report of your business. There are basically two types of revenue to record in bookkeeping. That's income and expense. We all know how income is defined. Income is money you receive for goods and or services. It also is called receivables or accounts receivables. When recording your income, you should list the following: who the funds came from. You will include their name, address, contact number, and or email. You want to also list the products and services offered, the date you receive payment, and the amount. If you issued an invoice to your client or customer, you would document the invoice was paid either in full or partial. And you also want to list the method of payment, whether it was cash, a check and the check number, or with credit card. Now your expenses are the money you spend out to vendors for supplies, materials, equipment, etc. This area will reflect what is spent out for your business to operate. It is often called operating expense. Depending on the type of business you have, there may be an expense for specific projects or events that are separate from operating expenses. So when recording your expenses on a spreadsheet, or if you use a software, you will have the following information: vendor, or who the funds were paid to, the products or services received, date payment was made, the method of payment, cash, check and check number, or credit card. Depending on your scope of business, this will determine how long the list of your expenses will be. Once you've calculated all your income and expenses, subtract your expenses from your income to determine whether you made a profit or loss during a specific period of time. So now that you have calculated your income and expenses, now you can see for sure what the heartbeat of your business is. Now you can determine the journey to your success, as well as the health report of your business. So now you see why bookkeeping is essential, why bookkeeping is important. I thank you for joining me on the PowerNetworking Conference 2016. My name is Bettina Hunt. I am in Memphis, Tennessee. I am the owner of Premier Coaching and Career Institute. You can find me at www.bettinahunt.com. You can also find me on social media under Bettina Hunt. I look to connect with you soon.